talking about my kids. Without crying. I'm a big baby. But, so I'm just going to read my little speech here. While I have two daughters who were best friends and loved the same things, growing up, they were still two very, very different people. Rachel, who you've seen, was a very responsible student. I must read that book. I got to be ahead of the class. I got to study, make index cards. What more could a father want? Turned out okay. She's a doctor, and that's the proudest thing a father can be. Now I've got hope. Hope sees things a little differently than, well, Rachel and the rest of us, actually. Now, don't get me wrong, she wasn't a bad student. She was a very good student. She did really well in school, but it's just that she always saw it differently than you and me. So if the big test was coming for Hope didn't necessarily study, make notes like everybody else. She'll figure it out. It'll all work out. She liked having more fun than anything, as you guys well know. When she was very young, for example, the school was teaching phonics, trying to make words, write words, but sound them out. And the teacher asked the students to write out some words phonetically. The teacher sent home a note that Hope just wasn't getting it. But in reality, Hope was typing out things super phonetically. I mean, she was really doing it. And Margie, my wife, had to go to school and explain to the teacher that she just didn't understand Hope. Hope was doing what you asked, she was just doing it totally different. When they had math projects, Hope would figure it out, but the teacher didn't like the way Hope did it. She didn't like the way she worked it out. And again, we had to explain to the math teacher, hey, Hope isn't thinking the way you do it. She's not figuring out these problems the way you do it. She's just doing it. She'll get to the answer, but a little differently than you and I might think. Nothing wrong with that with me. At a very young age, we discovered that Hope had autistic talents. We did everything to encourage her. And not just with paper and colored pencils and stuff. We got the first electronic pen that you could draw on a computer screen. A little Commodore computer, that was her favorite. We even had a drawing tablet. She was able to draw. And because Hope saw all the subtleties in hue and color, little things in your face, she was able to put that down on paper and draw it because she saw your face differently than I saw it. One time we were visiting Florida to visit the folks, my parents, and there was a little old lady, my mother's friend, and she said, oh, I know you've got all this art talent, could you do a picture of me? And Hope was really little, and so Hope did it, and it looked exactly like her, but the woman said, did you have to put in all my wrinkles? Well, Hope's a little wrinkles. Once, we always spent the summers upstate in Monticello, New York, and we took Hope to Kutcher's Country Club to visit my parents who summered there. And they had this fantastic artist that was working at the place. And he worked there for many, many years doing artwork, and he had classes. And he would teach people how to draw. They had an adult class, but Hope, a little girl, she goes into it. And the thing they were drawing was a bowl of fruit. And Hope did it perfectly. And the whole crowd, all the adults, they were astonished. How could she do it so perfectly? And I think the teacher was a little jealous, or I don't know what was wrong with him. But he said, no, you got to make it a little more red. You got to put a little more here and a little there. And basically ruined the picture. And the whole crowd even said, well, it was perfect. What'd you mess it up for? And what I think she learned from that was that she learned to listen to people, but she would only do what she personally knew was what was right. While she was in high school, the high school decided to send her to Delphi University for art classes, and they were on Saturdays, I think. And so here my little 16-year-old girl is going to college, and she's doing charcoal of nudes, nude men and nude women. And of course, she used to say, thank God this guy was a big fat guy, because he covered his, what's this, if you know. And she used to do paintings of this really fat woman also that Steph here was friendly with, I think, right? So, but it's okay with me. The good thing about those classes was they taught Hope all types of different techniques. Do it this way, do it that way, and obviously she did really good at that. She heard about a Saturday program that they had at the Cooper Union. And that's because that was her roommate. And they were a good team too, by the way. And so she found out about the Saturday program, and we went down to audition, show her portfolio to see she could get into the Saturday program for gifted high school artists. And so I wasn't allowed at the table when Hope was showing her work, but I was close enough, I could hear what they were saying. So the teacher would say, looking at the portfolio, oh, that's very nice artwork. But you know, there's another technique you could use. And then she turns the page and says, oh, I see you did that other technique. Oh, that's good. And it went like that. Oh, you know you can do this little trick. And it's just, oh, you already know that trick. And so Hope gets into the super duper Saturday class at the Cooper. And so that was great. So my little girl is now taking the Long Island Railroad and the subway, and she's fearless. That was the thing. I don't think Rachel would have been going there so much. When I look back, one of the great things I did was, when we were looking for colleges, take the kids to college. That was one of the best times of my life. Just going with the kids, believe it or not. And for each college that Hope had to go to, they would ask her questions that she had to answer artistically. So, I don't remember what the questions were, but one thing had to have a bicycle in it, and she drew a bull with bicycle horns or stuff like that. It was really good. Well, if we made a suggestion, I think we know how to answer that question. Hope thinks differently, and Hope's going to do it her way, and that was fine with me too. But she always thought differently, and was going to do it her way. And I think a lot of people have mentioned that before me today also. So when it was time to hand Hope's application, she was trying to get into Cooper Union, also just for the art class. And we went to hand in her artwork, her portfolio, and of course, because Hope thinks differently, we handed it in 1 hour before it was due. We drove to the city, and we ran to this room, and we got there, and we were depressed. We were depressed because the room was filled with applications, millions of them. And then also, while we were standing there, the FedEx guy came in with cartloads of more of these things, and we just said, it's the last hour. We're not, this is it. But of course, fortunately, she got in. And she also got into a lot of great schools, but obviously, also Cooper Union happens to be full tuition scholarship, so she got in that way. Fast forward. This guy, Andrew Cutler, Hope's got a good job in the city. She's working with Tory Bird. She's got freelance jobs. She's doing really well. And this guy says, I'm going to California tomorrow. I got a job in Palo Alto. She says, I quit. I'm in Because Hope thinks different. It was an adventure. Why not? So, little did we know that Danny also went to Cooper Union, 1 year ahead of Hope. And how they never met, I don't know. But Danny was in the computer engineering side of the school, so they didn't meet that way, and being a year ahead. But Danny apparently also thinks a little bit differently. Even though he got into the same exclusive school, but a different division, he felt that that school wasn't for him. He decided to go to another college. And they weren't doing the things that he wanted to do. And I think that's because Danny is in such a part of computer engineering that none of us could actually understand. Except maybe I think he's a computer unit. And so Danny goes and gets headhunted by HBO, and then eventually Netflix that drags him out to the West Coast, to Silicon Valley, where there happens to be a little girl who also thinks differently. Now Danny over there, nice boy, speaks multiple languages, loves to cook, loves dogs, everything that Hope loves to do, and happens to know more about Judaism than any of the Jews on this side.
They're the Jews.
And so as a result, today we officially make you a nice, honorary Jewish boy. So I'm happy to have Danny as my newest son.
Yay!